Hi, so in this video we're going to take a quick walkthrough of how the HonestChain application works. So the first thing you need to do is you need to log in, and we already have a predefined user called internal user. So we'll go ahead and log in using that user. And from there we're going to navigate to the dashboard where we can see our three different options. We can see request form, domain form, and feedback form. The first thing we need to do is we need to click on the request form, and from there we can fill out a bunch of different things, or we have the option to pull up this chatbot and enter in our username and a position, for this instance 1. From there it prompts you to answer any or ask any questions. So I'm just going to talk to it. I'll say hi, we'll see what it says. Hello, welcome my agent. Asking where can I fill out the form. See, it responds. You can fill it out here. Let me know if you have any other questions. And then, so say for instance, what does this title mean, right? So what can be the title of my request form? So it says it can be anything like medical info, drug info, details about diagnosis, etc. So let's go ahead and take its option. Let's say medical info for our title. Let's go ahead and say medical info description here, because having the description is important, but we're not entirely sure what we're looking for yet. Let's go ahead and look through the different types of data set names. And let's say we want the count of drug types. How long will you use the data set? 1 month. How long will you store it? We'll say probably 6 months. Or how will you store the data? Cloud. How long does the data need to be accessible? 6 months. How soon does the data need to be accessible? Let's say a week from now. And then what type of data would you like to receive? Let's just say all of the data. Go ahead and submit the request. Okay, so after that it navigates us back to the dashboard, and now we're ready to fill out our domain form. From here we're supposed to select an IRB ID. We'll just select that one. Radiology images, we'll say yes, and since we're selecting all of the data as per that request form, we'll just say yes to everything. So we'll just go through each of these forms. Speed things up a little bit. Okay, now we're ready to go ahead and click submit. So waiting for it to submit, and you'll see that it becomes the newest pending request down here. So you can see the medical info description, 1 month cloud, 6 months, 1 week, all. So if we go back to the dashboard, we can actually flip over now to the blockchain side of things. And if we refresh our test page, we can see, hello, all the transactions. We can see that we actually just created a new chain transaction. So if we look at the record, we can see our dataset ID that we were expecting. We can see that it was submitted by internal user, and we can see the input CS, the request ID, which was 46. Again, if we go back to dashboard and we look, we can see that the request is indeed 46, and see how it gets added to the blockchain this way. From there, you're now going to be, after the request is approved, you are then prompted to fill out a feedback form, which will tell you things like, or ask you things like, did you receive the data? Are you satisfied with the data? How much time? And then rate on a positive, negative, or neutral scale. This is actually done so that we can improve the reputations of the providers and the users. So from that, it will actually adjust the access that the user has, and it will adjust the providers in terms of how good of a quality of data set they're sharing. What you'll actually be able to see on this end, from the back end, you can actually see that the standard reputation starts at 10 and starts at 10 when you first submit their user, and then increases 1 if it was considered a low risk level on their data set. So you can see that the reputation is working on the blockchain. It's just in order for our game theory algorithm, which we will describe later, to work, we need to have feedback for both sides of the reputation. So I hope that gives you a bit of an understanding as to how our app works. Thank you.